What's up, guys? My running kid here. Back again. Your boy's here. The M.V.K of New York. Chomping down on some Skittles. How you guys doing? So with Hugh Jackman ending his 17-year run as the famed feral Canadian mutant known as James Logan Howlett, aka Wolverine, I thought it would be cool for me to pay my respects. And I saw this, and I'm like, I like Watch Mojo. They do good stuff from time to time. So Watch Mojo did top 10 Wolverine comics you have to read. So it's a top 10 list of Wolverine comics that you should read. Let's see who's on the list. Like I said before, I'm chomping down on Skittles. So let's do this. Okay? Okay. And here we go. Now,
what he does may not be very nice, but it's always entertaining. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Wolverine comics you should read.
I just got here like 20 seconds ago.
Really?
Yeah.
And what happened to your clothes?
Would you believe me if I told you I was sent here from the future?
For this list, we're looking at Wolverine comics that were important, influential, or just awesome in a Logan-esque way. We're looking at comics that were focused on Wolverine. So, while you might see crossover stories or X-Men tales here, the story has to revolve around Wolverine in order to qualify for this list.
good.
You're not an animal.
Oh, the comedy.
Number 10, Coyote Crossing. Let's be real. One of the reasons Wolverine appeals to his fans is that he's not afraid to get his hands dirty or bloody. Violence and vengeance are his traveling companions, and there's plenty of both in this story of Logan tracking down human trafficking scum.
I remember this story. This was a good story.
Writer Greg Rucka knows just what action-oriented buttons to push, but he also knows that a really good Wolverine story takes time to look at what's going on inside the character's head as well. By creating a moral quandary, Rucka helps define and develop Logan and
Greg
make the story
Rucka,
richer.
great writer.
Also, Leandro Fernandez's art captures Wolverine's physicality
He's
perfectly.
currently writing Wonder Woman, back on Wonder Woman. Love it.
Number 9, Get Mystique.
That was a good story, too. Very good story.
Logan isn't the only mutant who's been around for a while. Mystique, the sometimes I'm good, sometimes I'm not shapeshifter, has been coming in and out of Logan's life for decades. At the start of this story arc, she has once again betrayed the X-Men, and Logan is out to get her.
We have to regroup.
I know, but there's a problem.
You're not part of the group.
You're not part of the group.
Jason Aaron takes this present-day chase and hunt scenario and
Jason
contrasts
Aaron's
it with
another
an
good
earlier
writer.
episode of the duo.
Killing it on
when they
Thor.
were doing the whole Bonnie and Clyde routine together. The two parallel stories combine to add depth to the tale while never forcing it to downgrade the fun and action. Aaron's dialogue is razor sharp, but somehow Ron Garney's art is even sharper.
Ron Garney, I love his artwork, too. He now does Daredevil.
Number 8, Logan. Another story that flashes back between the past and the present. Logan takes place at a very special time for Wolverine. For years, his memories prior to the acquisition of his adamantium skeleton had been erased. They have been restored, and Logan now remembers details about his past in Japan, and decides he needs to journey there to get a little payback. But old scores and payback are never as fulfilling as they seem, as Logan learns. A beautiful script from Brian K. Vaughan works in layers to create a moving tragedy and is matched precisely by the incredibly evocative art of Eduardo Risso.
What kind of a monster are you? The Wolverine.
Number 7, Enemy of the State.
Hell yeah.
We're lucky
Great
Logan's
story.
on our side, right? With all that power and anger and super healing stuff, not to mention those damn adamantium claws. In this story, however, it seems that Logan has gotten himself brainwashed by both Hydra and the Hand, and now he's on a mission to kill, well, kind of everybody. Sure, it's a bit of a strange setup, but it brings the story from one awesome fight scene to the next. And with John Romita Jr. drawing those fights, we're sure you're not going to be complaining. Enemy of the State isn't the most insightful story, but it's big in terms of fun.
It was a good I enjoyed it.
Number 6, Ultimate Wolverine vs. Hulk.
Alright, bub. Where were we?
Damon Lindelof, co-creator of Lost, wrote this action-packed encounter between two of the baddest of Marvel's badasses. Delays made the short series drag out over the course of 4 years, which did unfortunately blunt its impact. But if you read it all in one sitting, this piece is a jam-packed thrill ride. Set in the Ultimate Universe, Wolverine is sent by Nick Fury to track down and kill the Hulk.
Department H wants you to find and stop the Hulk before he reaches another town or city. And if you can't stop it, kill it.
Mayhem ensues. When Hulk gets angry at someone, he smashes until that someone doesn't move very much anymore, and in Wolverine's case, that pushes his healing factor as far as it can go. Number 5, Origin.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wolverine's origin story was revealed bit by bit in the decades following his first appearance. So, fans were thrilled when a miniseries finally told the whole story. Numerous details were revealed, including the fact that as a child, Logan was the sickly son of a rich plantation owner.
I'll just
That's
keep
right.
James company, sir. That's all right.
Very kind of you.
Always makes me wonder how come they don't do stories like that where Wolverine
Also, his name
retraces
wasn't
his
really Logan,
family
but it's complicated. Origin laid the
and get
groundwork
it.
for Wolverine's
Probably still got some money.
secretly filling in blanks while leaving many questions purposefully unresolved. The creators are very slick in their use of misdirection, giving unexpected twists that keep the reader guessing for most of the story.
You have to be hard now. Hard so nothing can ever touch us.
Number 4, Kitty Pryde and Wolverine. Considering how violent and hard he can be, it's surprising that Wolverine can also easily slip into the big brother role. Nowhere is this more apparent than in his touching relationship with the young Kitty Pryde. Sure, Logan is as gruff as ever, but there's just so much genuine fondness and affection for his young friend that even the most cynical of fans can't help but be touched. The miniseries takes Logan and Kitty to Japan, where they help Kitty's father out of a jam. Of course, Logan has a history in Japan, and that all comes into play as well. Al Milgram's art is intentionally rough in places, which definitely annoyed some fans, but still gives the series a very distinctive visual look.
It's underrated. That's an underrated story.
Number 3, Wolverine.
Oh.
Possibly the most influential book on this list.
Yep.
This 1982 miniseries is what really launched Wolverine into the stratosphere. He had long been a favorite in the X-Men books, but as part of the team, there was only so much that Chris Claremont could do with him. Given 4 issues to let the character expand, Claremont did just that, with decidedly muscular help from Frank Miller's powerful artwork. Fans got all the action they wanted, but they also got to know more about how Logan ticked. Wolverine is animalistic almost by nature, but Logan knows he has to control his impulses, and that conflict has been the basis for countless stories ever since. Number 2, Weapon X. So, Wolverine has these adamantium claws, but how did he get them?
How did he
That
get 'em?
question
Yeah.
was finally answered in this brilliant Barry Windsor Smith epic, and that answer isn't pretty. Logan's mutant powers had given him claws, but it was a suspicious government project that gave him an entire skeleton coated in adamantium. This was only possible because of Logan's incredible regenerative powers, but that doesn't mean it was easy.
Extraordinary.
Nope.
We hope to make use of your gift.
The process was almost unbearably painful and conducted without his consent. Told from the point of view of his experimenters, Weapon X is haunting, brutal, and literally cuts to the bone. The rage, grief, and torture that Logan feels during this series is palpable.
Subject taking direction well.
Before we reveal our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Wow, they didn't put Death at Wolverine. That was a good story too. Good story. Charles Soule wrote that. Good stuff. 24 Hours. I remember that. Marriage of Wolverine. That's another good one. Classic.
Number 1, Old Man.
Old Man Logan. I should have known.
As awesome as Wolverine always wins, right?
Probably the best story Mark Millar ever wrote. And I'm not the biggest Mark Millar fan.
Supervillains, and all the heroes are dead or in hiding. It's a brutally nasty world, one that has beaten down even Logan. He agrees to accompany Hawkeye, now blind, on a dangerous journey, largely because Logan needs the money the job can bring. While the state in which Logan exists is shocking, readers know that underneath, the old Wolverine still lurks, just waiting for the right moment to release. Old Man Logan is tough and at times excruciating, but the payoff is all the more sweet because of it. Do you agree with our choices? What other adventures from Marvel's cigar-chomping mutant should we have included on this list? For more action-packed top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Wait! No! You wanted the truth! I told you the truth!
I didn't like it.
I didn't like
All right. Watch Mojo. Gotta admit, not a bad list, y'all. Not a bad list of some classic Wolverine comics that was really good. All those that were on that list were pretty damn good. I was impressed that y'all put a lot of them. But yeah, the honorable mentions, yeah, Death of Wolverine was actually damn good, and it makes me wonder, you know, because it's all this whispers that the original Logan's supposed to come back. How are y'all gonna bring him back after how Charles Soule wrote that? But yeah, man, Wolverine always had some really good stories, and I was glad to see them put a lot of Chris Claremont stuff up there, and the Enemy of the State, which was really good. But those were awesome, and probably, like I said before, Old Man Logan is probably the best best Mark Millar story I've ever read, and in my opinion, the best story he's ever written, because I'm not the biggest Mark Millar fan. I'm not. I don't read a lot of. I just, there's something about his writing that just kind of like, he always trying to go for edgy stuff and change his characters just to. But Wolverine is different. But that story right there was so good because it made me. It was like this is supposed to take place 50 years in some possible future, and Wolverine at some point he became a pacifist. I'm like, Wolverine a pacifist? All right. And we see that over time, the world has been taken over by villains, and almost the whole West Coast is led by is under the Hulk's rule, and his grandkids and everything like that, and they're just a bunch of dicks. But yeah, you just see certain things, and it was just like, man, this was really. And then the wondering how it happened and how what he did to the X-Men was probably as brutal as it was. It was kind of beautiful at the same time in terms of the artwork. And a lot of people have told me personally, have said that they never was a big Mysterio fan, but that story right there really changed their mind on like man, if he can really do that. And just seeing Wolverine, so what he did, and what was worse was Jubilee was in his hands when when the illusion lifted, and she just said, "Why, Logan?" And that, I remember reading that, and that just broke my heart. I was like, "Oh my God, he killed Jubilee!" Like, if Kitty was as close, he was so close to Kitty. Jubilee was the next person that he became so close with, and he tried to kill himself, decapitate himself on the train tracks. But of course, can you imagine train railings just going over your neck? It's excruciatingly painful, but your neck's not going to snap because the adamantium in your neck is keeping you from that. Oh man, that was just some really tough stuff right there. But yeah, man, yeah, those were good. Those were some good stories right there. You guys tell me in the comment section below. What did you think of these for this list? Do you feel they missed some things? There were some stories I think they kind of missed. I'm not going to say it was perfect, but it was good. But yeah, you guys tell me what you thought about it, and later. Hey guys, thank you for tuning in for my reactions. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any requests, y'all, don't forget to provide me with the link and along with the hashtag slogan, React Please Chris. That is hashtag React Please Chris. And as always, this is Wolverine Kid saying peace. I'm out.